Were there people who knew in advance that the coronavirus would hit the world this year? Some may have chosen to ignore such scenarios, but one can't remain indifferent to the fact that the matter of coronavirus seems to have been known by some in the past. A first example is Sylvia Browne, who wrote the book End of Days: Predictions and Prophecies about the End of the World in 2008. The American author died in 2013 at the age of 77, and during her career, she claimed to be a medium with psychic abilities. She predicted that the whole world would face a severe pneumonia-like illness around 2020.
In around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe, attacking the lungs and the bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. Almost more baffling than the illness itself will be the fact that it will suddenly vanish as quickly as it arrived, attack again 10 years later, and then disappear completely.
According to Newsweek, the book has seen its sales surge on Amazon and has entered the top 10 ebook charts for Kindle in the UK and US. You should take this with a large pinch of salt, but you can't ignore the fact that what Sylvia Browne wrote back then is very similar to what's going on nowadays with this pandemic, as her predictions capture some key details. The 1981 novel, The Eyes of Darkness, written by Dean Koontz, also talked about something that seems to be the coronavirus pandemic we're facing today. His story mentions a group of campers that suddenly drop dead and eventually discover that a Chinese bioweapon may be the cause. At one point in the novel, one of Koontz's characters talks about a Chinese scientist named Li Chen, who comes to the US carrying records of a dangerous biological weapon known as Wuhan 400.
A Chinese scientist named Li Chen defected to the United States, carrying a diskette record of China's most important and dangerous new biological weapon in a decade. They call the stuff Wuhan 400, but it was developed at their rDNA labs outside the city of Wuhan, and it was the 400th viable strain of man-made microorganisms created at that research center. Wuhan 400 is a perfect weapon.
Similar to the Sylvia Browne example, this too should be thought through before taking it too seriously. Yet the plot of the novel, The Eyes of Darkness, does, in some way or another, resemble with how the COVID-19 started. The name for the illness that Koontz chooses, Wuhan 400, could be connected to the fact that the virus began spreading from the Chinese city with the same name. Also, as some think about this disease as a biological weapon that originates in animals, more specifically in the horseshoe bat, the novel's perspective that the coronavirus originated in human seafood wholesale market could make sense if one were to believe in such theories. A streaming hit, Contagion, has been heralded as prophetic. It was directed by Steven Stoddenborough from a script by Scott Z. Burns.
When I started talking to experts, they all said, it's not a matter of if there will be another pandemic, it's a matter of when.
In the movie, a fictional virus called MEV-1 hops from bats to pigs to people, quickly spreading it from its Hong Kong origin point. Contagion follows a large cast of characters as they react to the spreading virus, including a CDC investigator played by Kate Winslet, who explains how the virus spreads in terms that will be familiar to anyone paying attention to COVID-19.